حياكم الله في هذه الليلة المباركة. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى تكون فيها فائدة للجميع. الليلة اجتماعنا هذا في أحد فعاليات شعبة معمارية المباني الصحية المنبثقة من جمعية علوم العمران، والشعبة يعني من الشعب الحديثة في ولادتها، يعني لم تكمل العام الثاني، والحمد لله بدأت عدة مناشط كبيرة في خلال هذه الفترة القصيرة. فقد أقيمت عدة ورش عمل متخصصة في مجال تصميم المستشفيات، وأقيم الملتقى الأول، الملتقى السعودي الأول لتخطيط وتصميم المستشفيات، عقد في مارس في 2012 في هذه السنة، ونعتزم إن شاء الله أن يكون هذا الملتقى سنويا، وسيعقد بإذن الله في السنة القادمة في شهر 5 أو شهر ماي من عام 2013 بإذن الله. 14 الماضي أو 13 إلى 2012 هو تاريخ تأسيس الشعبة وبداية الشعبة. مرة أخرى أحييكم في هذا اللقاء الذي يتناول جزء مهم من المستشفى، وهو قسم التعقيم المرسلة. هذه الليلة سيكون لنا شركاء، وإن شاء الله في المرات القادمة أيضا يكون لنا شركاء في هذا المجال. شركة الخليج الطبية، نحن نرحب بهم دكتور أحمد سلام، ومن شركة الجيزي نيكولاس نرحب فيه في هذه الليلة. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن نستفيد جميعا من ما سيكون. عرضا على شعبة المعمارية المباني الصحية، هذه الشعبة يعني منكم وإليكم كما يقال، فهي تعتمد على جهود الزملاء، يعني يجتهدون ويقدمون بعض البرامج. الشعبة تحتاج من الجميع التواصل في هذا المجال بالاقتراحات وبالمشاركات، وأيضا تعتزم الشعبة إصدار مجلة متخصصة في تصميم المستشفيات، وإن شاء الله سيصدر العدد الأول من هذه المجلة الصحة والعمران قريبا بإذن الله، خلال يعني 2 إلى 3 أشهر بإذن الله. فمن يرى في نفسه يعني قدرة على الكتابة أو يعني كتابة مقالات أو غيرها للنشر في هذه المجلة، فأهلا وسهلا به. أيضا الأنشطة الأخرى اللي أي واحد عنده اختراع أو قدرة أن يبذل أو يعطي في أي مجال من مجالات تصميم وتخطيط المستشفيات، فعلى الرحب والسعة. أيضا الشعبة بكل منسوبيها ترحب بكم، ولا نطيل عليكم، نترك الفرصة لشركة الخليج ليقدموا ما عندهم وهذه الليلة ونستمع لهم، وشكرا لكم على حضوركم، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. سعادة الدكتور زياد سويدان، المشرف العام على مشاريع المدن الطبية ورئيس الشعبة المعمارية المباني الصحية للجمعية السعودية لعلوم العمران. We welcome him and we are honored to be with you here today. Dear guests, we're really privileged to present to you the Central Standardization Department workshop for today. So on behalf of Gulf Medical Company, I'm welcoming everybody for this let me first present my colleagues, Iyad, Mustafa, and Engineer Muhaisi, who are responsible for the sales of the sterilization systems and equipment. And with us from our principal company, Yetingi. Yetingi is one of the leaders in the infection control and sterilization systems and devices. So with me is Mr. Wooden, who is the president for the company in the Middle East and Africa. And with us for sure, our the presentation is going to be managed by our engineer Nicholas for the coming 1.5 hours or so. I have a very short presentation for you. And I don't want to, I don't want to take much of your time on it, as much as I would like to deliver a very simple message for you. And then we will see a very short 2 videos, one 3-minute and one 4-minute, one for Gulf Medical and how we manage projects in our company. And the second one is a live project that we executed in Asir for you to see how things on reality are conducted. So what you guys put in the drawing plates, it's in life against all the standards that you apply. This is a picture, old picture from 1960 for the intensive care unit. Okay, as a matter of fact, it's 1860, where it shows you that what those people did is a simple thinking of architect, a spine in the middle and beds on the 2 sides. Believe it that this is what we're doing today with different display. This is another example of very old nursing unit. Again, a spine with services in the middle and the services to the sides. In today's world, we use this sometimes as a joke for the students, and we ask them, this is an intensive care unit with all the gadgets, with all the controls, with all the medical devices, and ask them, what is the patient? It's very difficult to see the patient situation like that. So, in reality, this is what we see, and this is what Gulf Medical is executing right now. This is how medical technology advanced. The advancement of medical technology is not only a one wing, but it's a multi-wing. And for sure, the architect is the base that we all use to execute. This is the environment of today's healthcare hospitals. It's no more السرائر البيضاء كما يقولون عليه. It is now a beautiful environment, a relaxing atmosphere for the patient, a very relaxing atmosphere for the families, and a nice working environment for the reception staff. And all this, I'm pretty sure, that goes with you when you design any kind of healthcare facility. So, the change from this to this is usually start with you. It's not starting with us, it starts with you, and then we complement the image by the medical technologies. So, in Gulf Medical, as well as you as an architect, we're all driven by standards. But what's important for any architect who's doing a business in healthcare is to also watch for more standards, okay? Of course, and I'm a member to be honored with this team, Sabahi, where we have many standards for inspecting hospitals, but this is not sufficient. When you get to the design of a place in a CSSD or even in intensive care or OR, we also driven by the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, because this is a feature that differentiates healthcare from many other projects, okay? Source of infection. And we are also driven, as you know, by this organization, the American Institute of Architects, the Academy of Architects for Healthcare, and I am one of the guys who are really using a lot this reference. For many reasons, we don't have to go through it right now, but it really applies well to the situation whereby you need to differentiate traffic of patients from traffic of staff, of traffic of all kind of activities inside the hospital. Now, we all hope, and I'm one of the dreamers, that I believe a dream in healthcare, a dream in architecture is usually coming true pretty soon than what everybody expects. We are a dreamer to see something like that in our hospitals coming soon, inshallah. So let me show you now two videos. Okay, one video for our company, okay, and the teams working in the company for the projects, and the other video is for the a live example of the executed work. Here at Gulf Medical Company, we are proud of our project planning and development. We are firm believers that every hospital project we execute is unique.
Year after year, our dreams grow bigger, as well as our team and our experience.
The project management unit has the responsibility of managing Gulf Medical turned food products, formulating and integrating operating systems.
Yet, we are different than other competitors in the market because we have built during the past 9 years a wide experience out of the 130 operating rooms implemented by our team in the different Saudi health sectors.
With our vast experience in the business, we've been able to orchestrate the delivery of the state-of-the-art products that integrate well in both operating rooms and intensive care environments. Therefore, we all team up to design, implement, and hand over the final product, which continually meets and exceeds our customer expectations.
It was our management vision more than 10 years ago to connect the operating room to the outside world. Today, we are celebrating our success with more than 147 OR installed in Saudi Arabia. But this will not let us sit still or relax. Our key success factor has always been, and still is, to compete with ourselves and try to become better and better every day.
Our staff has the know-how, the training, the experience, and above all, they have the motivation to execute our company's mission and vision statements.
The reason behind this vision, which we believe is the main reason behind our success, is that we see the solution in the eyes of patients, their families, and the end users. It is about creating a healing environment that helps patients and their relatives feel at home and giving them a chance to live a better life. Gulf Medical is now capable, with great confidence, of delivering turnkey intensive care units that provide optimum infection control, enhance patient observation, maximize workflow and space management, all put into a warm psychological environment.
We have strived to do this for years and years. Today we will have more than 60 engineers that work in the project department of Gulf Medical, many of which are extremely competent and knowledgeable. They know exactly what to do and how to do it. It is the experience that we have built over the years and the mistakes that we have learned from that makes us differentiate quality projects from mediocre delivery. The work experience is not easy, but we truly believe it is our key success factor in the marketplace. Success is a journey. It is not a destination.
think the second one is much shorter than that. It's only 3 minutes, and it's a real life of the renovation projects that we are executing. And as we have architect as well, we always watch for all the rules that every architect would love to see applying in his work in the healthcare. Okay.
From inception to design, from medical planning to engineering know-how, from conventional construction to modular integrated solutions. Gulf Medical delivers projects beyond expectation.
Okay, this is the modular operating rooms, which we also apply in our center sterilization departments. Nicholas is going to put the slide. Okay, so I will leave you now with engineer Nicholas, who is going to take you until dinner, inshallah, for the presentation in the CSSD design and the glitches that everybody should watch designing center sterilization units. Thank you.
Okay, thank you and welcome everybody. My name is Niklas. I work in getting design department in Sweden. I have worked many years there making demand calculation to see how many washes, disinfectants and sterilizer, card washes is needed in CCSD, also making the outs. So we have worked now for more than 40 years in our department. And we are 5 people in Sweden right now, managing large part of the world. We also have some designers around the world. In US, UK, Netherlands, France, Italy, Poland and China. Last year we made about 1 drawing per day, 140 drawings, 125 projects on more than 40 countries. Also we do some 3D visualization, VR and fairs like Aeropan and Medica. So this is what we work with every day. We have the disinfection rooms at wards. We normally have 1 per ward of these with flush disinfector to take care of the waste, urine bottles and so on. So we have the soil side and clean side. We also have dental and healthcare clinics, smaller machines, washes and sterilizer, but majority and most complex is the CSD department that we see here. Red floor for us in 3D, that is soil, where the goods is arriving. Blue floor, that is the clean area, the packing area. And the green floor, that is the sterile store, where we store the sterile items. And we sometimes do the TCSU, that is basically the same as CSD, just that it works only towards the operation theaters, while the CSD covers the whole hospital. And sometimes we have super CSD, that is really factory-like, working with trucks for many hospitals nearby, not too far away. We look at the flow in a CSD or TCSU. We operate the patient here, bring out the soil goods here to the soil reception. In the wash disinfection area, we sort the items, we wash it, and then we inspect and pack it, look that it's clean for the item, and wrap it and sterilize it and sterilizes. Then we go over to the sterile store for storage, and then we deliver to the next OR here. We have some soil trolleys here. They can easily be washed in the cart washer like that and transported all the way to the sterile store. So basic design concept. What do we need to think about when we are going to design a CSSD or TSSU? This is what we make daily work with. We use two-barrier free zone concept that is well adapted in the world and used a lot. The first barrier here is a real wall where we put the two washing disinfector to avoid the cross-contamination of goods spread by staff. So there is 1 pair of hands that put in the soil goods here, the washer, and a different pair of hands that works in this area. In that way, we don't risk to recontaminate the goods again. The second barrier, here we put the two-door sterilizer to avoid to mix up clean and sterile goods. If we find the trolley, in this area we know for certain that it is sterile goods and not clean goods like in this area. If you would like to use one-door sterilizer, that would be placed here. And when we bring out the items here on trolley, we are not sure if it's clean or sterile, so we cannot really separate it in a good way. Therefore, it's very nice with the barrier system. Also, there is a few things to consider when we have a user here, patient. If it is ward, we take out the bed pans to the disinfection room to be emptied. But if we operate the user, that is going to the soil zone to be wash the surgical instrument. The used disposable goes away and thrown away to waste. And the reusable linen, if we have that, that goes to laundry to be washed and come back from laundry to the clean zone to be inspected and then later sterilized and sterilizes. The disposables goes into the clean zone to the clean store. If we have sterile disposable, that goes to a sterile zone to be stored here. And we wash the instrument, we sterilize it and we store it here, and then we supply it to the next operation here. And we have different pressures here. We have atmospheric pressure in the soil zone. We have the highest pressure in the clean zone, created by fans. So this is the most delicate area, should have the highest pressure. And the sterile zone is slightly lower pressure than this one. This has been changed the last 10-15 years. Before we considered this to be the most delicate zone, but now it has changed to being more important here, and here is ISO class 8 demands in most guidelines. So why do I tell this? Well, here is a few guidelines. We have a nice guidelines from HPN 13 from the United Kingdom. It's very good. It says that the IAP room, or controlled packing area, is a controlled environment. It should be mechanically ventilated with filtered air, thus the standard class 8 clean room. So here we see that it says it should be no demand on ISO class in this zone, but here it should be ISO class 8 and no demand here. It also shall be 10 Pascal, higher pressure than the adjoining area in the clean zone. The French and the Danish guidelines, they state that there is no demand here, they agree, ISO class 8 as well. And they say if there is an unloaded bay, that is a wall where we cool down the hot sterilized items, this area should be ISO class 8. And the sterile store outside is no demand. But Denmark, the Danish guide, they continued, if there is no unloaded bay, there should be class 8 in the sterile zone. So here they actually do not agree in these two guidelines, the UK Danish guidelines. But in general, ISO class 8 in the clean zone, they agree. So it's quite similar, and there is guidelines, there is no really rules for this. So ISO class 8, what is that? Well, HPN 13, they say that when we have particles that is equal or larger than 0.5 millimeter, then it's allowed to be 3.5 million particles in the room counted. Then it's ISO class 8. It's a relatively high class, but an operation room is even higher and more demands on that. So all of this gives some consequences. Staff cannot move so easily. We have one entry to the packing area where we come in through an airlock. Interlocking doors. So when we have an airlock here, for example, between this area, you have to close one door and before entering the next one. In that way, we can keep the pressure difference between the areas. Also, HPN 13 say that we should preferably have service from this area of the sterilization, from the underwing side. And in this controlled packing area, we don't want to have a staff rest directly, so we don't want to bring food in this area. Also, the offices is recommended not to be within that area of the door, because then we need to bring in a salesman that need to gallon off and to meet the manager. So that is preferred to have outside. And also wet procedures to hand wash basin to clean the hands should be avoided in this clean zone. That can be put in an airlock before there, so we can clean the hands. It's difficult to keep cleanliness when we have a galley from the hand wash basin. So this is a good sample. This is actually grew a Swedish CCD that is nice, and it do exactly this. It has this part is the support functions. Here we have some offices here. We have the staff change down here. We have the staff restroom for coffee or tea here. So we will bring food in like this and not into the production area that we see here. It's completely separated. We have an airlock here into the control and packing area with interlocking doors. You need to close that one to open the next one to keep the pressure difference. A long time ago, before they renovated this, they actually had up here the staff restroom here, but they decided to move that away from this spot. In that way, they didn't need to continue bringing in sandwiches or food in the packing area. So it's a good sample. And here we also see that, as in many Swedish CCD, they prefer to service their sterilizer from the unloading side, from the sterile store here. Here is the main functions that we need to produce sterile items. The main functions. We thinking of operating the patient. We bring the trolley to the soil reception, bring it into the washing disinfection area here. We sort the item out. Most items go direct through the washers to be washed. Some items go to special preparation, the extra soil items, where we have sinks and we have our discount valve so we can whisk off the extra soil items. But preferably, it should go back into the washer so we can guarantee the result. A manual hand washing do not really guarantee that it's clean. And if we hand wash this item, and it's washed and sterilized, and the dirt falls off, then this is not sterile anymore, and that can it's dangerous for the patient. So it's highly recommended to always wash in a washing disinfector, all items. In the controlled packing area, we looked at clean for the eye, the instrument. You wrap it in a tray with paper or container, sterilize the items, and take it out sterile store, and supply it out with the issue to the next operation. Also need some staff change room. So we change our clothes here to go into the washing disinfection area. And here they change staff to come into the controlled packing area to work. Quite often there is a female and a male staff change room that is planned for. And also we need clean material, so we supply it from the bottom here. And if there is an outer cardboard, then we should have a hand wash basin to be able to wash our hands here, so they are clean. And then preferably we have a window and a separate store here, clean material store for cotton balls and other papers and so on that we need in the control and packing and supply what we need here. So we always have some supply here by the inspection packing tables. If we have reusable linen, we bring that in from clean linen supply to a relatively large room here, work 2 and 2, the double table lights open below and looks for cracks in linen and see that it's not any holes in there. If it's okay, we wrap it and then we put it on basket racks to stand waiting for sterilization and sterilizers. So the instrument that is very expensive always go first, and when we have spare capacity and sterilizer, that is the time when we bring in the used linen to be sterilized, since linen is very cheap and we can do it, we have a lot of that. If we have disposable linen, we don't need this room, we can use that for other purposes. And here we see we have loud and airlock between the control and packing area and sterile store with interlocking doors, so we can walk between this relatively same cleanliness, even though this is a bit cleaner. While in this barrier, we do not have any doors, so we shall not be able to work incorrectly here. And then we might have sterile disposable supply in the factory. We store it here and take it out to the sterile store to be packed together in the issue to supply to the next operation. So right now we have some soil trolleys here that is preferably used with the cart washer here. We wash the trolleys in a big trolley washer, store it in clean trolley roll here, and then when we need, we bring down trolleys here and fill it up with items to take out the issue. What is nice with this is that we can also wash the baskets and containers here, the bulky items in the cart washer, and then we actually need less wash disinfectors here. And that we can check with our demand calculation tool that we work to see if we have capacity or not in this cart washer. So also we have now created a U-shaped flow, and that is what we normally do to avoid a long corridor here between the wash and disinfection area and the issue where we want to transport the trolley in this direction. If we would not use a U-shaped flow, we would need an internal corridor that is just wasting space really, or we could use an external corridor that is not as good as in this way. And we might need a waste holding area up here to take out waste, domestic service room for cleaning equipment to clean the different areas, offices and staff rest. So, TSSU and CSSD, what is the difference between these items? Well, the CSSD is the centralized solution where all the departments in the hospital is working to one CSSD. We have specialized staff, so they are well educated, know exactly what they do, instead of having an operation nurse that is best at the room. It's also big scale production, so it's economically, and we are not so vulnerable. If someone is sick, we can help out the other one, since we are quite a lot of people here working. The TSSU work together with CSSD, and that is, they have the same functions as the CSSD, just that it only works towards the operation rooms. And then the CSSD take the rest of the hospital's need of washing sterilization. Also linen is sterilized from the CSD, and that is taken over to the TSSU. We have this double function. What's nice with TSSU is it's very quick circulation of instruments that is expensive. You can use the machines a lot, and we can have a higher operation activity. But actually, we can actually remove this function, and using a CSSD only if we have the CSSD very close by to the OR, side by side preferably, we're using elevators. And then we can have a soil elevator from the OR, go down to the CSSD, we wash, sterilize, and we bring it up in the clean elevator. And that way we get the flow in this direction instead of sideways. And in that way we can save a lot of money having only one function in the CSSD. So it's very important to think about where we position the CSSD when we build this hospital. So it's nearby to the OR to avoid this one. That is really mostly used since the CSSD is too far away from the OR. So the room functions in a CSSD and some guidelines. Well, I often get a question about how large area do I need in my CSSD or TSSU? That is always a question from customers. There is a French guideline here that investigated this. And they concluded we have 200 or fewer beds. They say 200 square meter useful area or 260 square meter net area. And net area, that is including core corridor. They continue 200 to 300 beds, then we go down up to 1.95 square meter per bed. 300 to 400, they go down per square meter. And more than 400 beds, we down to 1.3 square meters per bed. That is their recommendation. And they have also split it up in different parts.